answer. I wanna lie, bro.
This is Informanté Radio.
First and foremost, I want to thank everybody out there.
Please don't give a political speech. This is not a platform.
This is the morning mix on Informanté Radio.
My favorite show.
No,
But that's the point. Just don't ghost them.
stop it. Class.
I'm not.
No, nobody can force you to be in something you don't want. Everybody
no,
has
you're
a
right.
right to break up if something is not working for you. Look, you don't own people.
Yeah.
People don't belong to you. Okay?
Anymore.
People don't belong to you. If it's not working,
Hallo, praat vir jouself.
mensen los
Hy vrou by my
en
is
mensen word gelos.
my property.
It's both sides. You leave, you get left. It's it's normal. So you don't own people. But I'm just saying, like,
Hallo.
be courteous enough to tell them.
Hallo, asseblief Maria. Hy vrou by my is it's my property. Laat ons mekaar net mooi
Now you're just
verstaan.
trying to provoke me.
Ja.
You know how you can prove to yourself that she's not your property. Just try doing anything that you're not supposed to.
Hey.
You're quickly gonna learn just how much of not your property she is.
How much is her own person?
Please follow us on Facebook and subscribe via iTunes.
LifeSave guarantees the growth of an individual's savings over a period of time with guaranteed 8.5% compound interest rates per year, making your money
Views and opinions of the souls who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions and the views of Trustco Group International, the broadcast regulators in Namibia, or that of the Informanté radio station. This is Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age.
Hey! Wake up!
Until that day, toka zaro fei. Kesho shimo shipunge shaboni kilo way. But for now, hey, I slay queen, I slay. Hey, Ulimo hotel kwa mafuta kobe. Moving like a goddamn money come and sway. Neta kono silicone pulling off a nigga. Hey, when you popcorn, letting in Diggy. Medina Lagucci, Louis no Versace. Ini my share you are that you want get it. Me, I'm just chucking, sitting and hoping.
Hey! Wake up!
Always loving local music as usual here on Informanté Radio. It is Patrick Dion Camtonio featuring Blossom. This one is titled Wanna Love You. 20 minutes, actually 19 minutes past 8 on this Monday morning. Good morning and welcome to the morning mix. I hope you guys had a now weekend. Was it Maria?
Morning. Yo has to stay in the studio.
It's boring, ne? I can't wait to go on holiday. But I see there are a couple of guys who have already joined us, so we will try and do justice by you.
Good morning.
How was your long holiday? Long holiday.
It was good.
This morning, I was actually I hope Maria forgets that she has to come to work, so I don't have to go on air. And then you walk in.
Go on air solo.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to survive me like an over an hour just by myself here talking.
Talking to yourself.
But yeah, it's been a now weekend, man. I was so relaxed. A relaxed weekend. What did you get up to, Etse? You've been gone for a while. We are curious. Oh, by the way, I wanna wish a special happy birthday to my mother. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes, she
Auntie's a birthday.
She turns 70 today, exactly. Twice my age. And yeah, happy birthday, man. I spent the weekend with her because obviously Monday I have to be at work, and it was just like a weekend at home. I hope you're enjoying your day, mommy. And I hope the kids are showing you the show, and I'll try to behave.
You think she's watching?
I hope not.
What's her name?
Claudia.
Happy birthday, Auntie Claudia.
Yeah.
What is it? What do people call her? Tani, Claudia, or Auntie Claudia, or?
And most people just call. Yeah, no, the Auntie Claudia.
Auntie Claudia. Yeah. All right.
That will work. All right, let's start with the COVID numbers. We all have been watching in amazement as the infection rate has been going up and up and up. Yesterday, we recorded 267 cases. It brings our active caseload at the moment to 1,692. 160 deaths from the coronavirus. We've had 14,684 recoveries. A total of over 16,536, as a matter of fact, cases that we have recorded since the outbreak of COVID. You know why I was curious? Because I wanted to actually, irregardless of where you were, have you been observing people wearing their masks, or how's the situation been?
Yeah. Where I was, we're isolated, so it's fine.
Yeah, so
we didn't have to wear masks, and those around us didn't. We're really isolated.
Yeah,
we're in the wilderness. But on our way back, this was what I found very interesting. On the way back, just by Witflay, there's like a bar there in the corner. And people were just it's a Sunday, first of all.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a drinking day. It's just Namibian culture.
Sunday sessions,
as they call them. And people were just like not a single mask in sight, no social distancing. Everybody's speaking. They're sitting across from each other, next to each other. They're speaking over each other. Sitting in circles, interacting. There's just a lot of interaction going on at those two bars I could see in the corner. And it was just like, why are we acting like Corona is not in our midst?
Like it's gone,
it's gone, And obviously I was without internet for the weekend, but even coming home and then going on social media for the first time and seeing all these videos from SA and pictures where people are just living it up.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
Like COVID is gone. I mean, we went to a Kanja, like I was saying, right? Every time, me and my wife, especially in the hood, in town, it's a bit of a different story because, in the shops, I guess, people are still sort of accustomed to now if you walk into a shop, you have to be wearing a mask. Otherwise, they're not going to let you in, even though they let you in anyway. But in any case, in town, it's better. In the hood, mensen sê vir ons, ja, julle hou julle mos, hoekom het julle kama maskers aan? I'm like, what? It's like there's not a single mask anywhere around. And it's just the two of us with our masks. Now we're sticking out like a sore thumb. And everybody's just looking, it's like, ooh, cake did wear. But Lavaramo, I'm like, how are you guys living like this? It's like, maybe there should be more testing happening in some of these small towns.
It just becomes strict. I've got my friend staying in Botswana. And I spoke to him yesterday, and he was just telling me, he's Namibian, by the way, but he's based in Botswana now. And he's just telling me it's compulsory everywhere and anywhere. In a bar, in a house party setting, at a funeral setting, at a birthday setting, whatever. If there's a number of people there, masks are compulsory. Indoor, outdoor, any gathering, masks are compulsory. This is in Botswana.
That's what we should be doing.
That's what I'm saying. So why isn't it being enforced?
Because it's common sense, apparently. You can just wear your mask. Why do you need to be told?
In clubs, in bars, in every, like I said, even in your own home.
Yeah.
If you're having like a braai, it's compulsory. And I guess it's because my friends attended a funeral last weekend. No, the weekend before last. And there were people from Botswana that attended that funeral as well. Hereros that live that side. And even he was telling me that it's just the people that came from Botswana that kept their mask on the whole time.
The Namibians, you will see them with a mask maybe.
Not really.
But in general, it's like,
but the people, the delegation that came from
Botswana,
they kept their masks on all the time because it's already habit for them. Yeah. And if we're not creating habits within ourselves, this is always the problem.
Like we have become so nonchalant, especially when it comes to the mask, even with the sanitizing.
Yes.
Actually, it's not just a mask. Now you can just walk past the sanitizer at the shop and just go in. I remember a time where like you wouldn't even want to go into the shop unless there's somebody there standing with a sanitizer. It's like, because you don't want to go touch anything when we were all so freaking out about the coronavirus.
It's even weird. I think I was in the shop the other day and somebody in the shop was without a mask. Not like wearing it down here.
Completely not there.
Completely not there. And I thought, how did you get in?
Yeah.
How did you swindle your way into it? Was Checkers. How did you swindle your way into Checkers without a mask?
Yeah, security. Just go in.
Just go.
Yeah.
Or you just use your shirt for the entrance and then you put it down.
But you can't be like that.
Security shouldn't let you in.
They shouldn't be letting people into the shops because you're putting everybody at risk, right? And I understand, especially for the small businesses, maybe you do not want to be chasing customers away, especially because you've been hurting. But it's one person.
Yes, it's one person. And
you're risking all your other customers and your staff by allowing that one person.
Yes, exactly. And if nobody allows that one person into their shop, that person is going to have to go home.
Yes.
And get a mask.
Nobody's going to rock up without a mask if nobody's allowing people in without their masks. But as long as we
make exceptions here and there.
Then we're all gonna. I forgot my mask in the car. I forgot it at home. I forgot it. It's just gonna be that.
I'm just quickly getting milk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Interesting times we are living in. Let's see who's on the live stream. Good morning to you guys. JD saying good morning. Makwa van Makwa. It's good to have you on board. Morning, top fans, and to you all, my people from Shoraka and G. Good morning. Where's Neville Basson? Neville is on leave. He's only coming back next year. He said goodbye to you guys on Friday already. Moro. Semi was busy with that. Guten Morgen, Morn Cubase, and Semi. Chiramwe, those arms are toned, kama. Aye, Wait, keep it up, Q. Not long, they come close to Ronnie the Magnets. It's Monday, I start high. Ronnie spends too much time in the gym for me to be looking like him. If I look like him and he spends that time in the gym, then he's doing something wrong. And it's German. And I also saw him somewhere here in the comments. A very good morning. Happy birthday to Cubase's mother. Thank you, Benito. Happy cake day to your mom, Cubase. Thank you guys, man. It's happy birthday, Moro. That's my Namibians for you. Alawarini Mieri. Yeah, that's basically the attitude that we have adopted towards COVID-19. Roviera Moro, my brand Neville Basson would have shut this COVID talks down by now.
Actually, would have been contributing to it.
Yes.
Must know coastal.
I think he drove either yesterday or he's driving today. But Erongo has also been quite a hot zone. Erongo and the Commerce region, of course. I think when was it? Friday. Friday that we recorded like about 200 or 300 cases out of Windhoek alone. Yeah. It's crazy, guys.
Although most of them are still coming from Windhoek. But like I said, this is going to start slowing down because this becomes a ghost town around the 22nd.
Yeah. By this weekend, it's going to be. I mean, today, this morning I left the house at like 7:10. I only got on a cab about 7:15. By 7:30, I was at the office.
Yeah.
Normally, if I get on a cab by 7, I don't make it 7:30 to the office. I have to get on a cab before 7 already. So yeah, you can already see that even the traffic is starting to slow down because a lot of people have already, gone on holiday. We stop it. Is we you? Is me you? We who? What? Who are you talking to? Roger, net issues you. Welcome back, Rich Auntie. We missed you. Oh, that's what. Why are you beefing with Maria? You see, Ethel is saying, welcome back, Rich Auntie, we miss you. And then Ro is like, is we you? Is me you?
Ro, you're acting like that. You're acting like that little kid on the playground when I was like 6, 7 that was pulling my hair.
Yes.
And then they told me they had a crush on me years later.
Stop pulling her hair.
Stop pulling my hair. It's not cute.
I think that's going to be our new thing. Please stop pulling my hair. What does it help wearing your mask in a shop if you don't wear it outside? Then you should wear it outside, no? I think so. Anyway, Leslie Concept, bring on Kaufman to stand in for Neville. Sebi Uyanakabitago, GM, good morning. Happy birthday to your mom, Cubase. Thank you so very much. I hope somebody passes the messages on to her.
Yeah, we would love Kaufman in the studio, but Kaufman is an anchor, and so is Cubase. So who's going to be the anchor? Who's just going to sit next to me? Do you see the power struggle?
You can't have 2 lions on one mountain. Only one. There's only room for one. Oh yeah. So yeah, those are the comments basically that I do have now. And guys, don't forget this weekend we are gonna be in the coast. That is of course Informanté Radio.
I'll be there as well.
Yeah, Maria's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Neville is gonna be there. So you can bump into the entire morning mix crew.
I might not join you guys. I'm just saying I'm gonna be in the coast.
I know on Sayo Itsuk. We will come look for you.
Yeah. Actually, maybe I'll organize. Maybe we should do something, right?
Yeah, it would be nice.
I can arrange for us to do something. Maybe a braai.
Let
me discuss with my pilot.
Okay.
We can do something.
Maybe I can take a test flight on the broom. I have never been on a broom before. That would be interesting. Okay. I don't know if you guys have been tracking this story. Of course, we gave it to you a bit, bits and pieces, I guess, last week. The ECN was looking to rerun some of the polling in the south. I think 4 different polling stations where there were issues.
Is it polling stations or constituencies and? Yeah,
the polling there are certain polling stations in those constituencies that I think were handed wrong ballots. So they want people to come vote again. They don't have to do the entire process again, but just the voting process. And they made an application to the High Court, which I think was
not electric. It's a electorate court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think it was granted.
Election court or something. There's a name for it, yeah.
It was granted last week.
It would have, yeah. We knew it would get granted.
But then ECN has been ordered to pay for the botched polls. The story is, getting this from the Namibian newspaper this morning. The Electoral Commission of Namibia must pay the 5 political parties and 1 independent candidate who took part in flawed elections in the Hardap and Karas regions on the 25th of November to ensure they can participate in a rerun of the polls, the Electoral Court has said, or has ordered. The court made the order on Friday when it declared the regional council election in the Mariental rural constituency and the local authority elections at Stamprit, Koos and Aroap held on the 25th of November null and void and set the elections aside. The ECN asked the court to declare the ballots cast and elections held in those constituencies and local authorities null and void. The first time the ECN has taken to court has asked the court basically to set aside an election. The LPMs opposed the ECN's application, but without success. And anyway, they were ordered to pay each party, I think, about 50,000 Namibian dollars. Guess this would be compensation for
Why are they paying the $50,000 too?
To the parties, to the different political parties. Okay, let me just continue. Judges Shafimana Witele, Herman Oosthuizen, and Orban Sibea granted the order the ECN was asking for, but added that the commission should pay 50,000 to each of the 3 political parties and an independent candidate that took part in the regional council elections in the Mariental rural constituency, and pay 25,000 to each party that took part in the local authority elections to ensure they again participate when the elections are repeated. So yeah, like they have to pay for their mistake, which kind of makes sense because you can't just dump an expense on the political parties because of a mistake that was clearly the ECN's. I don't think this is anyway going to change the overall sort of political landscape in the south at the moment, which is of course Hardap and Karas held by the LPM at the moment, or the majority held by the LPM in those 2 regions. I don't think a rerun would necessarily change anything there.
No, it won't. I don't think the LPM is necessarily worried.
Yeah,
they have that's their hard base, and we saw in the results that have already been announced, the legitimate ones, that's where they are. The support bases.
They swept up in the south.
Yeah. So it's not gonna make a huge difference. So I mean, you just have to go through it. It's just going through the process, but they'll still win. It's expected.
Yeah, I also think so. I don't think there was really a date announced yet. Maybe ECN is gonna, give us more details with regards to when the rerun is gonna happen. But we of course gonna keep a close eye on that one. You can of course check Informanté News for all your latest reporting on everything happening around the country. Moving on. Apparently, the fish rot or fish core cases return to court
today.
And the courts. When do the courts go on holiday again?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But today I think it's a big day for the fish rot case because at the last ruling, the magistrate said that she's not going to grant another postponement.
Yes.
If the ACC is not done with the investigation, the ACC has assured them that they would be done with investigations, but. I mean, it's unlikely that they are done. So it will be interesting to know what will happen. The state can ask for another postponement. Whether or not it will be granted
is a whole other question.
So you could find that if the magistrate sticks to her guns, that she's not going to give another postponement. If the state requests for another postponement, those guys the matter might be struck off
the
court roll until they're ready to bring it back. So that means that the accused would
effectively be released for now.
Would be released with them, and then the matter is struck off the court roll. Until the state then says
it's ready to go to trial.
That they're ready to go and start proceedings again. But
it's going to be interesting.
That will be interesting. But again, then there are those. It could also be unlikely because you need to remember that. We already saw a peek into what could possibly happen because we had Bernard Esau and Thompson, Fiti, Hatukulipi in court, I think, last week, in which that matter was postponed to next year. That was a bail application.
Okay, I see.
And it was postponed to next year. So,
which means it could be the same situation.
It could be the same situation. So I think it's not clear what's going to happen. It's anybody's guess what's gonna emerge in court today, but it will be a very interesting day in the fish rod case, because if another postponement is granted, it means that they will most likely spend Christmas in jail, a second Christmas in jail, and if the state then says they are ready, that the investigations are done, then the matter has to be sent over for now trial date in the High Court. The case will probably be referred to the High Court, and then a judge has to be appointed, and then most likely they start trial next year. So it's anybody's guess.
I actually do hope that the ACC are far along enough with the investigations to actually start the trial. I think also the longer, this is a matter of public interest. There's been a lot of public interest in the fish rod case. And the longer they drag this on, sort of, the more it is pushed towards the back. Look, this is a story in one of the local dailies, and it's not even on the front page. Can you remember a time when there was a fish rod insert in a newspaper and there's nothing about it on the front page? It was always the biggest news. But the longer we drag this out, the more it's starting to get pushed towards the background. And some people are afraid that might sort of embolden the courts to decide to, at least temporarily release the guys until we go to trial. So it's interesting, like you said. We're going to see how this one goes.
Yeah. I doubt, if I'm placing bets, which I'm not, because I've lost money, child. If I'm placing bets, I would say that most likely they will not be granted. I doubt. I don't think they will be granted bail, or I don't think the matter will be struck off the court roll. But you never know. You never know,
yeah. With the courts, you really never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Ephraim Shilongo is saying Merry Christmas in advance, crew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roviera saying it is all love, Maria.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Good morning, Maria and Cubase. Good morning, Mutatio. Welcome back. Actually, I haven't seen you in a while. Ethel is saying where's Shines us. Actually, I have no idea where he is. I just know he's on leave, though.
Yeah, he's on leave, yeah.
He's another one of those that's only coming back next year. Ethel, she doesn't want you to see the pilot. Me. On Sam, Megan Maria, don't worry, we're working on something.
Your assumption is that they haven't already seen the pilot.
Exactly. How do you know we haven't seen the pilot already? Mutatio Cousins, no COVID-19 for me this time. Where were you, by the way? Severe Dazon Aminus. Morning, Cubase and Maria. What time is the fish rod court case starting today?
It should be around 9 or 10.
Yeah, I think around 9, around 10 there. But just keep your ears or keep your eyes on the Informanté Facebook page, or you can, of course, check out our website as well, www.informante.web.na, and you can get updated with all the latest happenings. Vasons, no. Dion Chimsizel, laugh out loud, the fish rod guys will be released. We will see. It's gonna cause a whole lot of controversy should these guys be released.
It is. I don't think any magistrate would want that on their record.
Yeah.
So I doubt, like I said, the state, even though she's warned that she will not grant another postponement, the state can ask for another postponement.
Yeah.
I mean, the PG can also make that appeal.
Hypothetically, can the judge set a trial date even if the state say they're not ready?
No, you can't go to trial until the investigations are done.
Are complete.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna see how this one goes. Estomich, for the holidays, I doubt that. Oh, you're talking to somebody else there. Stephanus James Ananias, it would be interesting to see Swapo Kama win the South after the rerun.
Imagine.
Where did all this new swap of voters come from that were not there like a month and a half ago? But in any case, it remains to be seen. Benito and Natty B, what witchcraft is this? Those guys can't be released. We agree with you. We doubt they're going to see the light of day anytime soon.
Sorry, just continue. I just quickly need to sort out something in the newsroom.
Yeah.
Let's just continue.
Please go and streamline the case. I'm not sure they will allow. With the courts, especially with the high courts, you actually need to sort of apply in advance, and then they will allow you to actually go film and stream from the inside. But they're actually quite iffy about it in general. So I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But remains to be seen. Benito Nati B, will Informanté. Where did that comment go now? It's these things are just disappearing here in front of me. Okay, happy birthday Mary Jane Shidera Wanibi. I've never seen that name on my comments before, but happy birthday to you, Roviera. I have a very good feeling there are big dogs in this fish rod story. Right, these guys will walk. The only time they will be jailed is if the lawyers' files be opened, and there will be many more rich uncles to join them.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting a look at Caesar's books. That we can just forget for now.
Yeah, and I mean, Caesar is one thing, and I get that Caesar should also account, but I hate that we're so focused on Caesar that we're forgetting the other lawyer that is currently in South Africa,
Marine
de Klerk, that is directly implicated. I think the account in some
in the United Arab
Kazakhstan
or Dubai or somewhere there.
Some Kazakhstan I think it's
Kazakhstan.
I think that account has his name on it. Yeah. And that guy is just, and this is why sometimes I feel like this case can get frustrating, is because you find the PG. I think I was reading in the newspaper how she's saying she wants to go after Samari.
Yes, the company now.
The company in Iceland, and I was thinking, but what about on the local front?
Yes,
you haven't even gathered.
Yes,
those people.
I heard those. I heard even over the weekend, like somebody was arguing that, those guys from Iceland, they're the ones who ate the most, but now we let Josephson, or what was the guy's name, the whistleblower. Yeah, that guy's out, but the brothers are in jail. Yeah, this is just nonsense. Look, I understand Samaria is not without fault here, and we're probably going to have to lodge some sort of case against, even whether it's the company, because we can't sue Iceland.
Yes.
Yes. So against the company, maybe they could get sanctioned, or maybe they would have to pay.
Sanctioned.
I don't know. It's like
they can't be. I don't think we've got extra. They can't. I don't think they can be extradited
no.
to come
stand trial here. Yeah.
But like I'm saying, we have an extradition policy with South Africa.
I wanted to ask that question. With all the ties that we have with South Africa, I'm sure there are extradition policies.
Yes, there are.
So how is Marijn de Klerk still sitting in South Africa?
A free man.
A free man.
Yeah.
And what is effectively his co-accused are all sitting in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, then said this is also a lot of law firms in the coast that have also been implicated. This is a big case, and I'm just saying, it's like, if you're not going to get your ducks in a row, and this is where we say we can almost conclude that the ACC is nowhere near close to being done with investigations, because even people that have been implicated here are nowhere close to being charged.
Yes.
If at all.
You don't even know if people have been interviewed or...
Yeah, it's very difficult to tell.
Deposed, or what's the words that they use, yeah.
No, don't use fancy American law terms, please.
A deposition. Like, what is that? Are you depositing money into my account?
I don't think we do that.
All right, Castor Swanepoel, I guess very soon the fish rod will be back in high offices after release and case finished. I don't think these guys have much of a future in politics after
I
this.
don't know. Was Katrina not campaigning?
But of course,
Was Toby not back in the SAPO fold? It's with the ruling party. I can never tell.
yeah, you can never tell. But like these guys have really, like, their images have really been tainted. I don't think there's any coming back from that. With the amount of interest this case generated, it's really going to be toned from the ruling party if they were to put these guys back in positions of power.
Like I said, there's nothing.
Yeah, nothing surprises.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I won't even be surprised if I see those guys out today. Nothing surprises me.
I think I would be surprised a little bit, but yeah, I mean, now that the elections are over, nothing would surprise me as well. Mutatio Castens Brakiu, ek was op die plaas, koeie gemelk en omeire gedrink. Het jy nie saamgebring? Het jy nie kom maar saam? Don't you have? If you have, give me a call, but I want some. Fish Rod Witchcraft says Ethel. Raymond Basson. I hope we will be able to see Maria in her bathing suit on the beach. I have some Namibian paparazzi in Swakop. Where did you guys see Maria in her bathing suit? Because this comment has been coming since last week. Maria and her, I think they said lime green. Lime green bathing suit is like a picture you posted online, or?
Hell no.
Julle moet ophou droom van ander mense se vroumense. Hou net op asseblief.
I would never.
I was also thinking, like, okay, Maria in a swimsuit, maybe on her Twitter, maybe, I don't know.
On my Twitter?
I'm like, okay.
Huh.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm not opposed to you. I mean, you can see my body, but no, I don't know. I definitely don't have a green swimsuit. So I don't know what's coming from.
I'm not even on, okay, I have a Twitter account.
And anyway, like
really
the coast,
Twitter.
I don't really like swimming. They water is te koud.
Yeah, jong. Onze water is koud.
Yeah.
It's like, but then again, it's also summer, so you might just wanna go, even just wet yourself.
I could go wet my feet. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, we'll see. But no, they water is te koud.
Yeah, and that Toppy Neville Basson, it seems like he just joined the live stream now. Waar Jay? Toppy.
Praat met ons. How's the coast, if that's where you are?
So since you are in Swakopmund, are you going to Luanda or what?
I saw a Facebook. Oh, I saw it. I remember on Luanda. I saw a Facebook post where the lady said, "Guys, I want to go to Luanda, but I don't have a lift to Swakopmund. I have to be in Luanda,
As to me, they won't be released. That mob, they will make an example of them, that if you break the law, you will be punished. Yeah, those men will see fireworks from prison. Yeah, I think so as well. But like we are saying, nothing would surprise us. Roviera, welcome. Neville Basson, how is the weather out there? Have you rolled down a dune yet? Why this year, you mentioned there was even rolling down the dune and natural aircon. And I'm sure with Neville's big nose, he's enjoying that natural aircon that side.
It's bad though.
Ek was ook 'n groot neus. Ek my bravos.
Yeah, and I see Dion Chimsisol is reminding me. Says, Maria, you posted something on Twitter, I think some months ago. Just remember, yeah, I think on Twitter I posted here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, my sexy body.
They've been obsessing over. People have printed those pictures and it's like posters
just
and
don't
a camera.
take them to the witch doctor. I don't want my pictures to be found there.
Oh man, Benito Natibi, those guys are blacklisted for life. Mara, our Namibia. Yeah.
No, you know, I was watching something on Netflix, and they spoke about how American culture likes a comeback story.
Yes.
They like a comeback story, and I was just thinking, kind of applies to Namibia as well.
Yeah.
Namibians love a comeback story.
It's like he was down and out.
Down and out.
And he came back.
We love a comeback story. And So I don't know. I think when this is two things can be true, and I need people to understand that two things can be true.
At the same
you can
time,
be
yes.
corrupt and smart.
Yes.
And that is what we see with a lot of people, those guys in jail. They're very smart.
Yeah.
I can speak definitely for Saki and James even.
Yes.
These are very smart people. Like, and I mean book smart. I mean,
These are the guys who they're playing the whole board.
yeah, these are people. If their brain was used productively, no one in this country would starve.
Yes.
If it wasn't for self-enrichment, and I need to keep reminding myself of that fact that these are people with a lot of knowledge. They can see things that other people can't.
Yes.
And if you can use somebody like that to the benefit of the country,
Yes.
we would be okay.
That would be good. Because, speaking of the two of them being the smart ones, like last week I saw Kofi and Semi talking about how the two of them are the only ones who have not applied for bail, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they were trying to sort of figure out, but why?
They
Because
don't want
it's
their assets now.
It's like, these guys don't want to be declaring their assets to the public.
Yeah.
And they still, even though they probably want to get out of jail, they still have the cognizance to see that, okay, if I make this move, I have to make that move, and that I don't want to do. So maybe let's try another way. You don't really know what these guys have been plotting and planning.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if they should still be punished for the crimes that they've committed, but it would really be a waste not to use those brains
Of good Namibian minds.
to the goodness of this country.
Yeah.
It would really, I mean, I think about it a lot, and I really think it would be a waste, because if you just look at their plan and their scheming, and there's a lot of thought process. Like they saw chips. It's like a chessboard. They were seeing moves before the rest of us.
The guys are playing the whole board.
And it's also that realization that had it not been for the whistleblower, they would still be doing it.
Yep.
Probably advanced stage
Yeah.
and finding new industries to conquer.
Of course.
Because it's not just fishing. It seemed like it was going to other things, But yeah, so such a mind. It's. I mean, people that know Saki. I mean, you've heard him. I'm not even talking about his English.
Yeah,
His verbosity. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about his mind.
His intellect.
He's very, very. Yeah, he's an intellect, and at some point we have to realize that as much as they need to be punished, and they should be punished, we should also use those skills to do something good for this country.
Yeah. Mutatio Carstens is saying, Maria, ek het ook gesien. And Stephanus, James, Ananias. If Saki and James didn't fat gat in class. And then they even quote, this is apparently a direct quote from Maria. That's not what Maria said. I thought, Jelena Spence. Hold up, man. Benito Nati B, if they are able to play the whole Namibians and only an outsider can blow the whistle, imagine what they are cooking up in the prison. Down, ACC, down.
No. I think a lot of it was they were enabled because of their power and influence. That's why they could do what they were doing. They had enablers.
Yeah.
And also, apart from having enablers, like I said, the power and the influence helped their schemes. Without that, it's very difficult to make moves.
Yeah. Davu Nunyango, there are more people who are just as smart. I'm sure there are. They should show themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show yourself.
Exactly.
We need solutions.
I remember one friend of mine. You know why I like Knowledge Kati, right? I remember a friend of mine who, sort of had a relationship, not like who knew,
not a romantic relationship.
Yes, who knew knowledge, because I don't know him. That's why I'm saying who had a relationship. So he's sort of referring a conversation. Now I honestly cannot tell you whether this is truly something that Knowledge said or not, but like it kind of stuck with me, because he was saying, no, Knowledge was like, for him it does not make sense to steal from the Namibian government. I would rather go steal from other governments and bring money back home than steal from here and take money out of the country when this is my birthplace. No, this is where I live. This is what.
Sounds like something you could say.
Yeah. I was like, that is actually a very smart way of looking
but
at it.
like, let's not romanticize. It's not good to steal from anybody, okay?
But
Namibian government or another country, another person or a neighboring somebody, just don't steal. Period.
No, but stealing is, sort of using the term loosely. Just you benefit, you take advantage of a situation outside just so you can bring money back home, which is, if only all our entrepreneurs thought that way.
It's like we were talking in studio about that guy that stole from his boss and he was
then
very
gave them,
chill.
yes,
He was Father Christmas.
Robin Hood.
And if you remember the comments, people are like, yeah, there's a ngabra, whatever. And that's what I realized. People don't necessarily mind the theft.
Yes.
It's what you do with the proceeds.
Yes. Did you steal because you are greedy or because you want to share? If you want to share, steal all you want. Pablo Escobar was like, make sure the community is taken care of. They will take care of you.
Build some clinics here and there, some schools, give out some food, start the soup kitchen, build a few houses, and you're good.
Ethel Koenig's daughter is saying, we did get the solution. The other guy that stole 700,000 and dished out to his people is what we're talking about now. Kribo Chris Ghrief Mutanga. Young, how do you have all those? That is like maybe 4 different tribes in your name. But in any case, the PG released the vessel. How do they want to recoup the money or compensation? Look, I mean, even in a situation like this, I guess we could launch like an international criminal case. Laws like in New York, where everybody runs to go launch this international cases, because the Americans are easy, are quick to sanction. They will sanction you, and then nobody wants to work with you anymore. I mean, I'm sure there are legal options that we can follow as a country. Whether we will is a whole other issue again as well.
Yeah.
Robiera, I totally agree with you, Maria. I spoke to someone yesterday, and he said that Saki was the guy working on his PC at 3 a.m. at UNAM. And already that time, he got invites by big guns to events and so on. A smart dude indeed.
I mean, he was the personal assistant to the Prime Minister while he was in university.
Yeah.
Look, like I said, I'm not trying to be emotional about it, and I don't want people to misunderstand me. It's not that they should get away with the crime. They should they should be punished. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
For the crimes they've committed. But I'm saying, for me, it makes no sense to just throw a person with a mind like that in prison, and then do nothing with that mind. For me, it makes no sense.
It's a waste.
It's a complete. For me, I see it as a waste. So. Yeah. Even if he's doing jail time, allow him to be productive in prison.
They can sit there and reform the prison system while they're in prison.
Exactly.
How do we make our jails better? Mutatio Castens, Maria, nothing is wasted in their case. They made their beds, let them sleep in it.
No, that mind is being wasted.
Yeah. McCarthy Vincent McCartney. If they get released, we will wait for them in the coast. No joke. They will need police protection.
I doubt they will travel.
And then you will go to jail. Yeah. Maxwell Sierra, the Amafish Road guys should give Zoom classes from prison on how they set up the whole scheme, loopholes in the system, and all other kinds of information.
I don't even need them. That would be admitting to their crime, and we know they're not admitting to it. I don't even need that. I mean, let me keep it straight. What I would like them to do is to be able, like what Roy is saying. Is it Roy or was it G?
It was Roy.
It's not wrong. Saki is an insomniac. He works at night. He
late night while everybody is sleeping,
he's working from that's when he's at his, I think,
most
brightest,
active,
most active. But imagine a person like that. Even just look at the fishing sector. They now know the fishing sector like the back of their hand. That's how they were able to self-enrich, right?
Yeah.
Imagine looking at the fishing sector, but instead of self-enrichment, even just creating, like, even the fish core, the company itself was not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Starting that and giving it fishing quotas for the state.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. It's just like I said, there was that self-enrichment element, which then becomes a problem.
Yes.
But imagine you take out the self-enrichment element, and now you look at the country, you look at the fishing sector, and you jot out a plan.
A sustainable framework for our fishing sector.
For our fishing sector to benefit the people. Like I said, we have so much fish, right? That actually, I was reading this study where he said there's so much fish in this country that actually everybody in this country can get 2 fish a day. That's how much fish we have.
Yeah.
You know, so let them come up with a plan for the country. And then it just has to be executed by people that have the interest of the people at heart. That's what I mean when I say that brain, that mind
should be used.
Should be
put to good use.
And he can do it while he's in prison. I don't care where he's doing it from. I'm just saying it should be used for productivity and the betterment of a country.
Yeah. Some more comments. Nicanor Victor, when you use your smartness at the expense of the entire nation, then I personally don't see any smartness in that. They have been used and they absolutely couldn't even use the smartness.
Like I said, 2 things can be true.
Yeah, you can be corrupt and be smart.
You can be corrupt and be smart.
And also you can be smart and be tricked.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, like, just because you're smart doesn't mean you're never going to walk into a trap. Maxwell Sierra, do you guys remember that multi-millionaire American-Israeli guy, fraudster Kobe Alexander? He came to Namibia with his millions and the US government wanted him sent back to the USA. I remember Mr. Kobe Alexander. He built a whole location in Walfish Bay.
But he stayed away until he gave himself up eventually.
Yeah. There was also, I think, a Russian, Boris something.
Yeah. I think when he was was he not arrested while he was on holiday in Thailand with his family?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we now? Here. Okay. Estomich, you're replying to a comment. You see, when you're replying to comments, you're going to confuse me, so I'm not going to read the replies. Benito Natibi, no, Maria, those guys will steal your teeth out of your mouth while you are with a closed mouth. Let them be there where they are. They are safe there. We are all safe when they are there.
Guys, please don't misunderstand me. I did not say they must get out of prison. I did not say that. And I did not say they should get away with their crimes either. I think you guys, it's like, I think that's a problem when you're trying to discuss an issue and people are emotional, which are understandable. The fish is a very emotive subject. But then people that deliberately misunderstand what you're saying.
Yes. I'm trying to... No, it's okay. Let's just continue with reading the comments. Dabu Nunyango, good riddance if they get locked up, which they most probably will. Of course, it depends on the competence of the ACC in this case. Gaitan Curtis. Laugh out loud, Maria. What are you talking about? How many smart people are in jail now? Should we make them all be productive to society from their jail cell? But then wouldn't that be the very definition of reform?
I was just about to say, that is actually how you would want any prison system to run. For prisoners to be productive.
To be reformed.
And be productive.
By the time he comes out, he should be ready to reintegrate into society.
And that's why Scandinavian countries are above us in that.
Yeah.
Prison is a real reform. It's time to reform.
It's like sending you to rehab.
Exactly. And you do a lot of community work as well.
Yeah.
So you don't want people to just languish in jail. They should be in jail for their crimes. I'm not talking about Fish Road, I'm talking outside Fish Road. Anybody that has committed crime should be in jail, but not just languish in jail. Be productive. Whether it's they're making mosques, by the way, now in prison.
Yeah.
There are people in prison that have learned how to work the sewing machine.
Furniture, they make clothes.
They're making clothes. They take those broken chairs from schools and then they go and weld them. That's how you make people productive in prison. You should all, not just smart like book smart, but even if you have the technical know-how or the skill good with your hands, you should be used productively while you're serving time. This is how a prison system should work.
Yeah. I mean, prison here is viewed as punishment and nothing else.
Yes.
You must go sit and suffer. But then when this person comes out, let's say after 10 years or even 5 years or whatever the situation may be, you have not changed them in any way.
And that's why
they are more inclined to commit more crimes even.
That's why a lot of them are repeated offenders.
Yes.
Because you don't prepare them for when they come to be integrated back
into
society.
Imagine just how much Windhoek has changed over the past, let's say, 10 years. Now imagine somebody who's been in prison for like 15 years, no reform, no nothing, comes back out, and he has to integrate into this society, in the city that he used to know, that no longer looks the same. People, their kids.
He has no skills.
Yes.
He has no education.
Yes.
On his CV, there's a gap because he's been in prison. He's now actually, in all fairness, he's got a record now.
Yes.
Which he has to put on his CV, even if he's applying for a job. But now he's got no skills.
Yes.
He hasn't learned any skills in prison. He still probably can't read and write sometimes. And if he hasn't been able to like complete his studies or schooling, even the schooling system. When he went in jail when he was like 11th grade, 12th grade.
Those things, yes.
Those things,
That's true.
you know.
Like, where do you think this person is going to end up? I mean, it just takes one person to whisper the wrong thing in his ear and he's back in prison.
Yeah. And by the way, this is not dream or wishful thinking. It actually... we've actually seen it happening in other countries.
Templates that other people have shown us can work.
Yes.
Roviera, Americans use hackers to hack into their systems and find loopholes to fix the errors. So use smart minds to your advantage. That is what Maria is saying. Exactly. You know, you hack the FBI, they give you a job.
Yep.
It's like, come shore up the system.
Yep.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Jim Sizzle, Al Jazeera is about to release a diamond rod, is about to get down.
Is that actually an actual thing? I know a lot of people have been saying it, but is that an actual thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's really an actual thing, and if Al Jazeera is working on something like that. I mean, even this weekend I was made aware of some health rot, is what the person referred to it as, but...
I mean, everything is a rot now, but... Yeah. I don't know, but that specific diamond one, I've been hearing that since I think last week or the week before last week, people have been saying,
Al
diamond
Jazeera
rot
is working on something.
But I don't know because I haven't seen anything, so I don't know. Maybe you guys, if you have more clarity, just point us in the right direction. That would be great.
Post the link. We want to go see. Davu Nunyango, we don't want to use them. They must just... Davu, I understand your... I guess impatient anger in this situation, but try to think outside of yourself. I think about the whole country. Think about all the problems that we have in this country and the lack of solutions that we sit with, and then we have people who actually do have solutions, who are of course not being utilized. But in any case, Damon Chandero, there was a computer genius that hacked top secret government sites. And after getting caught, the U.S. government decided to use his intelligence and give him a job. Has built an even more impenetrable system. Kai Topora KPT Boris. I actually know the surname. I just didn't want to say it out loud because, it's that surname. Anyway, I used to work at his mine in 2013. Okay.
All right, that's interesting.
I bumped into him at the Hilton Hotel once. Ethel Koningsdochter Visagie, I think we should use the system of Australia, I think. Just give us a bit more insight into how the system of Australia works.
I mean, it's a big world. We don't know all the systems.
Yes. Boris. Now they're going on about Boris's surname. We are watching too much movies, says Benito Nati B. Davu, they are beyond a reformation or reform. Estomich, they need to come out in the future, make furnitures, VTC, your fish rod boys are coming, enroll them.
They don't need to learn how to make furniture. They're already educated men.
Of course not.
Use them to what they know.
With those minds, we can use them in other ways. It doesn't have to be to make furniture. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be anything to do with the portfolios that they were holding.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, James was somebody who was raking in millions a year from Investec. That's a big company. For him to be running that company is not a dumb person who will be sitting there. Saki rose to as high as Minister of Justice.
He was AG at one point. Yes. Which is a huge portfolio
in a very short period of time.
Very, very young age.
So
it doesn't have to be in those portfolios, but they obviously.
Of course, he used his position to advance sort of himself or to enrich himself.
Not to sort of. Don't say sort of.
I'm trying to tread carefully here.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
The self-enrichment element. That's the issue.
That's the issue. But anyway, reading more comments here. Maxwell Sierra, you guys are making excellent points. Prison should be a place to reform indeed. All right, our systems need to be reformed as well, because so many prisoners come out even worse than when they went in.
Yep.
Yes.
That's always, and then you're sending that person into a society.
Yeah. How
worse than when they went in.
Exactly. How do you think they're going to survive?
And what they'll do to the society, the communities they go back to.
You're sending, and by the way, you're sending them into a society that is sort of hard-baked to stigmatize them.
Yes.
It's like, ooh, ex-prisoner. Ooh, no. This guy, we can't trust him. At some point, this guy is going to go back to his criminal ways and is going to end up in jail. That is just the system, I guess, is set up that way. Johnny Kandri Kirira saying they got criminal records. Who on earth will employ them? Like the fish rod guys. This doesn't have to be formal employment. It can be part of their sort of community service.
You don't even have to get a salary.
Yes. You don't get paid. You just
don't get paid. You just work.
Just do. Yeah, like at least we will give you 2 apples instead of 1 on Sunday. Yeah. Just do the work. Right. Maxwell Sierra, some guys go into prison as Ma11 and come out as Ma15. Even worse. If the system can focus more on the rehabilitation and skills education of prisoners, a lot will come out as better citizens. Yes. Now here's the one argument that I've heard, like the counter argument, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I also want to throw on the table, is like prison needs to be sort of this scary, dangerous place to deter people from committing crimes because they don't want to end up there. If you also make it
I don't know.
A little bit hunky-dory, apparently people don't mind committing crimes.
I don't know, because if you think about prison, it takes away your freedom of movement, your liberties.
Yes.
So in itself, however else it looks, it doesn't have to be a hardcore dungeon, dark, scary place for it to be effective. Just by mere virtue of being
locked up. You can't go anywhere.
You don't have liberties.
You're told when to sleep, when to eat,
you are in a cell. Yes. And I often think about places like Sweden and Denmark that are closing prisons.
Yeah.
They're not opening new ones. They're actually closing the existing ones because they don't have a large number of inmates.
Yeah.
They don't have a large population of inmates. And even countries like that, they are amongst the best prisons in the world.
Yeah.
And when I talk about certain luxuries, you can have, some have computers, some have, you can bring your guitar, you have a library, so they're not ugly places. They're not your Brazil and your America.
Yeah.
They are actually very good. They get even food menus. I'm not saying we should fancy ours up like that.
Yes,
I mean, that's just, it's an extreme case. I'm just saying they've got menus, they get fed like proper diets, but they're still closing down prisons.
Yes.
And why is because prison is, number one, still a punishment, so nobody's trying to go to prison, even with the luxuries that they get.
Even locking, it doesn't have to be that. Even just locking you in your own room.
Yes.
For like imagine locking you in your room for like 2. We were complaining about being locked in our own houses.
Yes.
With everything that you want. You've got your TV, your cell phone, food, alcohol, even.
Getting sunlight for like 2 or 3 hours a day.
Yes.
That's max all you're getting.
Yes.
You let out into the courtyard for those 2-3 hours.
Yes.
Then you're back in your cell. You are sharing a cell room where you have to take a dump with like 6 other people in the same room as you. And trust me, there's a stink in there. So you don't have to make it this.
It doesn't have to be this hunky-dory
utopian place. Utopian place. It doesn't have to be I'm saying, even because it's still, even if it had some utopia, like I said, even if you had some liberties, it's still prison, and nobody likes prison. So you don't have to make it this scary place. But I'm saying, but what is missing in our prison system is the reform element.
Rehabilitation and reform.
Rehabilitation and reform. And I was just, one day I was listening to, this Be Free movement does a lot of work with the inmates as well. And I was listening to this inmate. I think he had gone in, he had killed his partner. Talking about some 15-20 years ago. He's still doing crime for it, But listening to this guy, and he was able to go in there. He's apart from becoming born again, he studied, he completed his studies, he He studied for, did distance in university. And he comes and he's now like almost a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried. Interestingly, even for the crime that he did, because he was able to admit that how he was raised and all the violence he grew up with, and then the alcoholism that came with it, and then the partner, and
Toxic
he's and he's admitted to his wrongdoing. But a person like that, I'm not actually worried about coming out of prison.
Yeah,
because you can see,
he's been rehabilitated.
He's been rehabilitated.
Exactly.
He's reformed. He's taken accountability. He's even reached out to the family of the deceased and made amends. He's tried to make money, from little. You can get payment from doing certain work in the prison that he sent to the family of the partner that he killed and so forth. But a person has to listen to him. That's not somebody I would necessarily have. That I fear going back into society, because you can clearly see he's reformed.
Yeah.
But some people, they finish their term with no rehabilitation, no reform, and they are worse off when they come out.
This person sitting, plotting what they're going to do when they come out.
Yeah.
That's all that they're doing every day.
Exactly.
There's no rehabilitation, no reform.
Exactly.
Benito Natibi, those guys might be busy sharpening their corruption skills and do better than they did. But I don't think these guys will be holding positions of power, at least positions like they held before.
Influence and power assisted them.
Yes.
Don't ever forget that.
Yes, exactly. Davon Nyangwa, they lacked empathy towards the fishermen who lost their jobs and were killing themselves left, right, and center. We don't need them. Roviera, no, keep them at the same job and make them get the money back. They can bring in more investors the same way they got the current guys and just hand over the money instead of pocketing it. Ronnie saying, oh yeah. Martin Emutoni, and the Homchas, or are the Homchas coming out today is a question. We don't think so. As to me, the Norwegian bomber Breivik won't be reformed as an electrician while in prison. He will make more bombs more deadly. But look, I mean, the reform is a mindset thing. Rehabilitation, it's a mindset thing. That means it
hasn't worked if you are trying to distract after you come out. Then it hasn't worked. But if you are really rehabilitated, if you are rehabilitated, you actually come out with
like you're saying, he's take accountability for your past actions, understand how you got to make the choices that got you to where you are today,
and do the work.
Yes, exactly, and do the
within
work to
yourself,
get better. Castor Swanepoel, those people don't care about the nation. Their intellect, cannot be put to good use unless they are completely changed. We need to discover a sort of stimuli that changes them. Aile Maida Nyoma, first, they amended the law in their favor, but I think it's going to be hard for them this time since they don't have access to that lavish authority. Yes, that's what we are saying. As to me, he's saying here, prisoners also go visit family. All right, they have a gym, their own apartment. It's luxurious. I did also a little bit of reading up on the Norwegian prison system. Also, actually, they explained it to us a lot when we were over there. It's interesting because they also have a very lush sort of prison system, but then crime rate is so low.
That's what I'm saying. Look, Scandinavian countries, in all fairness, I mean, they're just, in terms of ratings for everything, education, prison system, health, everything. It's just it's the alpha. It's what you try to achieve.
Yes.
For any country, and yes, it's not wrong. They cry. That's something. They're closing prisons. Yeah. Scandinavian countries are closing prisons. They're not building new ones.
I remember us joking when the lady was talking and asking, but don't you have then issues of people who commit crimes deliberately? Just for instance, like homeless people who commit crimes deliberately just so they can have like a safe place to stay with
but they've got
heating.
They've got safety nets.
And this guy's like, no, not the guy. The lady's like, we don't really have a homelessness problem here.
That's what I was saying. They've got safety nets, so they don't have homeless people.
I'm like, Wow. Just wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't have homeless because they've got safety nets. You pay high taxes to take care of the people that cannot take care of themselves.
Yes. And we sort of fix the problem for everybody in that way.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, these are the guys who are running up in our houses with pangas and knives and guns and stuff. Aili Maiden Yoma, first, I already read that one. Asino Kambikiti is saying, I hear people that side, in Norway or Scandinavia in general, are in rehabilitation instead of prison, which is a good thing. Yeah. Did you finally meet Opa Neville? Is Martin Emutoni is asking Kaloi. Neville is in the coast. Neville at Gabesleda is Ali commenting. He's just going to sit there and listen to us without saying anything.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's just weird. As your monso cleaners. I don't know what is happening with the network here. My live stream. I know those of you who are catching us, of course, on your FM radios can still hear us, but I'm not sure if my live stream is still active because I can't see the video anymore, but I do see their comments still popping up. Anyway, there's another something that I also wanted that kind of caught my attention this morning when I was browsing through the local dailies. Another Botswana army killing exposed. They say family waits nearly 2 years for remains of their loved one. The Mumbela family from Mukena village in the Judea Liaboloma constituency of the Zambezi region had to return a coffin to the undertaker because they did not have a body to bury for a week, which turned into a month, and now it's going for a second year. It was a very traumatizing thing to do. The people gathered for days but had to disperse after we found out that we cannot get the body to bury. We cancelled the coffin and the undertaker refunded us, narrates Betty Makando, a cousin of the late Davy Munahano Mumbela, a fisherman who was allegedly killed by the Botswana Defence Force BDF on the 23rd of January 2019. 2 months before his 34th birthday. The BDF has allegedly so far killed more than 37 people along the Kwando and Chobe rivers, which form the border between the two countries. All right, now, especially after the elections, tempers have sort of quietened down a little bit in that area. Of course, it was getting a bit, intense, entering a critical phase. With the shooting of the three brothers and the cousin. I think that was last month. But this is a problem. I don't know if there's still talks going on between the two governments, because that is what the president had said. That is what the press secretary so uneloquently stated, that the president is busy trying to negotiate with his Botswana counterpart on this issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing sometimes I don't like about us, is that we have like a very short attention span.
Yep.
And we are very heightened in the beginning, like tempers are flaring, we are angry, we want to protest, we're rebelling, we're tweeting and Facebooking and whatever you want to call it. We're making posters and we want to march and we want to give petitions over and we're calling the government out and whatever. And 2, 3, 4 days, 5 later, life is normal. Nobody's forgotten. Nobody's doing a follow-up. Nobody's trying to understand what's happening. Nobody keeps the issue burning, the candle burning on an issue. That's always our issue. We don't know how to keep the candle burning and until it happens again. And then we remember that it happened the last time.
And sometimes also the energy is sort of sucked out of you by the lack of, or the inaction or lack of empathy, or perceived lack of empathy from leadership.
Ooh. But why? I put the volume down.
Because I remember speaking to, for instance, to Chris sometime last week, and we're talking about SGBB. And how everybody was so happy or so proud to see the youth stand up in the wake of Shannon's body being discovered at the coast. And then a couple of weeks ago, we had another lady also discovered
in the coast,
along the beach. But then there was barely any noticeable reaction from the public in general. well, it's like, you know, I don't know what to ascribe it to myself personally. I also don't want to sort of project my own feelings on other people, but it also creates a situation where, especially since it was elections, and everybody was sort of calling it electioneering or whatever, people trying to basically sway the vote with the protests, which is what government was complaining. Anyway, come on, let's make a paar comments before we go. I see the network is really tripping this morning. Damon Chandero, where did we get here? I have a cousin who went to prison for theft 3 years, and when he was released, he was completely changed and hardened and broke the law again. He's back in prison as we speak.
Yep, that's what happens.
Yes, I have a friend who was also in prison, Windhoek Central Prison, for a rape case, which he swears up until this day it was not a rape, it was consensual. But in any case, he served his time and he came out, and even when you speak to him, he sounds like a completely reformed person. Completely. So yeah, I guess tomato. We hear you very good, Cubase, says Benito. All right. Estomich, I remember posting a picture. I said, my good... What? My UK friend said, what's hood, Estomich? I have visited Norway, haven't seen a hood. I replied, my neighborhood. Oh. Aye, Jane. Dion Chimsizel, Neville is watching with Mafro. He doesn't say Yafro, he says Mafro. He can't participate because people in the comments will start revealing those things he doesn't want Madame to know about. Is there anything that Madame doesn't know? Neville's the same one that Mozi Brigani. Roviera Cubase, so the other guy cancelled the wedding arrangements after a lady disappeared for 5 months. Why did he wait for 5 months though? I smell Katima Airways here. Which guy? Like somebody cancelled a wedding after Okay, I'm like, give me a bit more context, bro. I'm trying to follow the story. I can't wrap my head around it. Wedding rot. Aili Maida Nyoma. I heard the lady hid because she's pregnant. I don't know if that's true though. Do you know what they're talking about?
I have no idea. I was without network.
I also have no idea. It's like, my weekends are my weekends. Estomich Shmesta, Meria, with your advocacy for many challenging unfair cases, maybe you should take that one for better prison, right? The right connection and effort, prison law can change, or with the right. Kim K is trying that. It's challenging, but it's worth the try. Is that a fight you're willing to take on?
No, not really.
It's like, nah.
No, because I've got other passions.
Yes.
My passions, I can't overlap. So otherwise I'll burn out if I have to do everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn out. Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be one person doing it.
Yeah.
There are many people with influence in this country who can sort of have their voices heard. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we should go.
Yes, we should.
Yeah. Ek wil net gaan chill. On this Monday, ek wil net gaan chill. It feels like it's
December. You know, the problem is like every day I'm gonna be in the studio, I'm gonna be so tired, and I haven't done anything. But yes, stay locked on to Informanté. We will be giving you guys an update on the fish rod matter today. We'll see. Can we quickly Mandela?
Yes.
What is the story in the front of I see on the front page?
This is on the front page of the Namibian Sun. The headline basically is, I want to speak out more, Mandela's last words. The late SWAPO member of Parliament, Mandela Kapere, had told Namibian Sun exactly 7 days before his passing that he wished to speak out more about the state of the ruling party, but feared his comrades would not take it kindly. I owe you an explanation, and it's a bit tough to explain, he said on Monday, the 30th of November, via a WhatsApp message in reaction to an invitation to the evening review. right? And Namibian Sun's flagship online TV show. On a Monday, the 7th of December 2020, news broke in the morning that Kapere had died of COVID-19 related complications.
Yeah, but he's been speaking out.
He has. I think there's a lot more, I guess, that he wanted to.
Yes, of course. I think one of his last posts. Let me just quickly share.
Yeah. By the way, since this marriage thing that they are talking about, I think it's this little insert also on the front page of the Namibian newspaper. The Iron Lady of the Namibian Police, Chief Inspector Christina van Dunen da Fonseca, okay, married lawyer Elia Shikongo at the Inner City Lutheran Congregation in Windhoek on Saturday. The reception was held at Eden Chalets between Windhoek and... I don't think this is what you guys are talking about. Is it?
No. That Christina...
I don't think so. Because you're talking about some controversy, and I don't see any controversy here.
Yeah.
So we're going to let that one go for now.
One of his last posts says, the manner and tone in which SWAPO has officially dealt with the last two election outcomes says a lot about the underlying democratic nature of the ruling party. We continuously demonstrate to the people that when push comes to shove, our democracy, constitution, and institutions come first. Experiences elsewhere in Africa teach us that when ruling parties begin to decline support, a repressive society emerges. We, on the contrary, keep evolving. Yeah. So he has, like I said, I mean, that's the thing with Mandela. He was able to criticize but be diplomatic and loyal to the party.
Yes.
So nobody ever questioned that he's support to the core.
I like that. It's progressive leadership.
It's very progressive leadership. Anyway, on that note, he's been given a
state funeral.
How does that work during COVID?
I have no idea, especially because knowing that he did pass from COVID-related
That's
issues.
what I'm saying. During COVID, I want to know how that works, because normally if you die of any other, it's fine. I mean, you can have... But, I mean, the laws per the Gazette, as proclaimed by government, let me just clarify what they are, but it clearly stipulates in the Government Gazette, which was declared on the 23rd September 2020, that only 10 mourners are allowed at the gravesite. And you have to be buried within the 72 hours of passing.
Yeah. How does that work now for a state funeral?
That's what I'm trying to understand. And I remember when this news first broke, I tried to tag the Justice Minister to get clarity on Twitter. She usually responds to when she's tagged, but for whatever reason,
she was like,
This one she was like, nope, this is where I blue tick you. So I'm still, I don't have any clarity on the issue, but I'm interested. I'm very curious to see
how this is going to work.
Because he should have, unless they're cremating, but he should be buried already. He passed away on Monday.
Last week Monday.
Last week Monday. He should.
It's already been today's the 8th day.
Exactly.
Yeah, are we gonna see what explanation we get, because
that's
I'm
always the danger, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say, and we can't keep moving the goalposts when it's a prominent person that dies.
Yeah.
And I always foresaw this problem happening, because it's like he's the first MP to die of COVID, and I always knew that government was going to find themselves in a weird situation
as soon as we had a high profile
politician passing away.
Yeah.
Then what's going to happen?
And that is exactly the situation that we are sitting with now,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe we'll get clarity on the issue and we'll report on it.
Yeah, we shall do so. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. We are on the air until Thursday morning. Friday morning we will be in Swakopmund already, getting ready for the fittest in the NAMIP. That competition is starting on Friday and Saturday actually. So yeah, you guys keep an eye out for that. It's going to be fun. Have you seen what these CrossFitters do? It's crazy. It's like, okay, it's basically a gym on the outside, but then you have to be, I guess you have to be super fit, especially to be taking part in competitions. It's going to be nice to see.
Maybe I'll also participate.
Tata, no, we still want you back next year, please.
All right. Till
Right,
tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers. And stick around for Kofi and Sammy. They're coming your way at 12 o'clock within the hour. That's streaming live on the Informanté Radio Facebook page.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Fridays. The Morning Mix.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Informanté Radio.
Trustco Media is committed to providing its listeners, readers, and consumers with newsworthy, informative, and entertaining content ranging over several media platforms, including news and radio content, editorial, traditional, as well as new media. Trustco Media provides its listeners, readers, and consumers with a fair, effective, and transparent feedback channel to communicate any grievances and concerns relating to any of the content we distribute. Should you have a complaint about any of the content we distribute, you can send an email to informante@tgh.na
or info@tgh.na.
or you can give us a call on 061 275 4000. You can also send an SMS to 711. Alternatively, you can forward your grievance to the communications